You'll find me on X at Chad in Rip City. Well, the slow starts continued tonight for the Trailblazers. They didn't listen to a darn thing that we talked about on Blazer Game Day, and it's probably driving Coach Billups mad right now. But the Wizards raced out of the gate, scoring the first 8 points of the game, building a 20-7 lead with 6:43 left in the period after a three-pointer from Kyle Kuzma. The Wizards then pushed their lead to 14 at 31-17 on an 11-7 run after another three-pointer from Kuzma. The Blazers closed the quarter on a 7-2 run, capped off by a couple of free throws from Scoot Henderson. The Wizards were up 33-24 at the end of one. In the first, the Wizards were led by Kuzma, who had 14. Washington shot 54% from the field and forced 5 Blazers turnovers. The Blazers connected on just 37% of their shots in the first, led by Simons with 8. DeAndre Ayton with 6 points and 4 rebounds in the first. Then the Wizards opened the second quarter on a 25-19 run to push their lead to 58-43 with 5:26 left in the first half after a Tyus Jones three. The two teams would go back and forth the rest of the way, with Washington taking a 67-54 halftime lead. Once again, the Blazers defense struggling in the first half. In their last 5 games, the Blazers have surrendered 69, 74, 55, 61, and 67 points, respectively, in the first half. Hard to dig a hole and get yourself back in the game when you have a talent deficiency. Not the intensity or the focus Coach Billups has been talking about over the last couple of days heading into this game tonight. In the first half, the Blazers were led by Ayton. He had 14. Grant dropped 13, and Simons with 12. The Blazers connected on 41% of their shots in the first half and just 5 of 17 from three-point range. The Wizards were led by Kuzma, who led all scorers with 18 on 7 of 12 shooting. Tyus Jones had 10, and Daniel Gafford and Jordan Poole each with 9. The third quarter was an entertaining, intense back-and-forth affair. Each team scored 26. The Wizards pushed their lead to 18, their biggest lead at 85-67 with 6:28 remaining in the period after another three from Tyus Jones. But the Blazers had a response to keep that game within striking distance. A 13-5 Portland run cut the deficit to 10 at 90-80 on a Grant three-pointer, but Danilo Gallinari hit a three to push the lead back to 13, and we head on into the fourth quarter. At the end of 3, Grant and Ayton each had 16. Simons led the way for the Blazers with 19. Kuzma was leading the way with 25 for the Wizards. Tyus Jones, 16, and at that point, 6 of 7 shooting. In the fourth, another three from Tyus Jones pushed the Wizards' lead to 14 at 108-94, and this is when the Blazers started to make their move. Portland capped off a 17-4 run on a floating jumper from Malcolm Brogdon and a technical free throw from Simons. The technical was on Kuzma. Simons then tied the game at 114 on a 30-foot three with 143 remaining. Kuzma put the Wizards back up on a bucket at 116-114, 123 left in the game. With less than 1 minute remaining, DeAndre Ayton missed 2 point-blank shots off a couple of offensive rebounds and had a shot blocked by Daniel Gafford. After that, Grant went to the foul line, making just 1 of 2, cutting the deficit to 116-115 with 31 seconds remaining. Kuzma then able to push the lead back to 118-115, going 2 of 4 from the foul line during that stretch. Simons made it a 1-point game at 118-117 after a driving bucket with 7.1 seconds remaining as the Wizards decided to call timeout. On the Washington inbound, Matisse Thybulle was called for a foul, but after a coach's challenge from Billups, the call was reversed, forcing a jump ball. The Blazers controlled the jump and called timeout with 5.1 seconds remaining. Billups called time to set up the final play. He drew it up for Grant, who missed on a driving shot. It bounced off the rim as time expired, and the Blazers drop a tough one, 118-117. Anthony Simons was immense tonight, game-high 41 on 15 of 28 shooting, 7 of 14 from downtown. Ayton, another monster night, coming off the 16-point, 15-rebound performance against Phoenix. He had 23 points and 16 rebounds tonight. Grant scored 20. Portland connected on 14 of 30 from beyond the arc and committed 16 turnovers, leading to 21 points for the Wizards. The Blazers shot 45% from the field for the game. Kuzma led the Wizards with 32. He also had 8 rebounds and 6 assists. Tyus Jones with 24, and Daniel Gafford had 16 points and 8 rebounds. The Wizards shot 50%, and connected on 12 of 30 from three-point range. Taking a look at the box score tonight for your Trailblazers, Tamani Kamara, 17 minutes of action. He went 2 of 3 from the field, 4 points and 3 rebounds. Jerami Grant, 32 minutes, 20 points and 4 assists on 6 of 14 shooting. He was 4 of 7 from downtown. DeAndre Ayton, 34 minutes of action. Coming off his 40-minute performance against Phoenix, he scored 23 points, pulled down 16 rebounds, had 2 assists. He was 10 of 21 from the floor. Anthony Simons, 37 minutes, on fire, 15 of 28, 7 of 14 from downtown, 41 points, 7 assists, and 4 rebounds. And Malcolm Brogdon tonight, starting in place of Shaden Sharp, 27 minutes, 7 points on 3 of 8 shooting. He also had 4 assists and 2 rebounds. Off the bench, Scoot Henderson, 4 points on 0 of 5 shooting in 26 minutes. Matisse Thybulle did not score in his 29 minutes of action. Did have 4 rebounds and 2 assists and some good defense. Duop Reef with 10 points in 9 minutes of action. And Jabari Walker, 8 points, 11 rebounds in 23 minutes. He was 3 of 6 from the floor, 1 of 2 from downtown. And once again, quality minutes from Walker for your Portland Trailblazers. Fast break points, the edge to the Wizards, 23-8. But the Blazers had a dominant performance in second chance points, 32-11 edge. But it's not enough as the Blazers fall by 1 point tonight. We'll keep things rolling here in the fifth quarter. If you want to jump on board, 503-248-0620 is your telephone number. 503-248-0620 is your telephone number. We'll get to your phone calls. When we come back, we'll also give you your shot of the night. Portland will travel now to San Francisco for a matchup against the Warriors on Saturday. That game will tip off at 5:30 with game day starting at 3 here on 620 Rip City Radio.
Liberty Coin and Currency presents the fifth quarter shot of the night. Liberty Coin and Currency, the place to buy and sell your gold, silver, jewelry, and coins.
Fly ball on the near side. Defended tightly by Poole. Picks up his dribble, gives it to Brogdon. He's got Jones on his back. Now gives it to Simons. 3 off the screen on the way. Got it! Anthony Simons got 33. 110-106. 9-0 Blazers run. 4:15 to play. 2-possession game. Walker defends off the on the drive. Steps back to the top of the key. Walker chases it back out there. Screen comes from the left. Goes with it. Now he takes off and drives. Steps through. Throws it to nobody. It's a steal. Brogdon will bring it up. Looks for Simons on the drive to the rim and slams it down. Timeout Wizards. 2-point game.
All right, Travis Demers on the call. Fifth quarter, Chad doing it. Chris Burkhardt with you. As the Blazers fall by a single point tonight, 118-117 to the Wizards. Next up, the Golden State Warriors down in San Francisco. That game's coming up on Saturday, tip-off at 5:30, and game day starting at 3 here on 620 Rip City Radio. By the way, happy and very Merry Christmas to all of you. Hope you're enjoying your week thus far. Big weekend for all of us coming up here. So hope you're enjoying your time, whatever it is you may be doing with friends, family, and safe travels if you're going to be on the road. Let's go out to the phones. JP wants to talk about the game tonight. JP, appreciate the call. You're up on fifth quarter. What's on your mind?
So, JP went to the bathroom, but what he kind of wanted to say was he was at the game tonight, and the energy he felt was just off on, like, the players and the coaching staff. God, he made it. You're on. Yeah.
Chad doing?
What's up?
How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well, but JP, let me ask you a question. Who is that lovely lady that was handling your phone call while you were in the bathroom?
Oh, my gosh, that is my 24-year-old beautiful daughter who just graduated from nursing school, so let's give it up for that.
Yeah, congratulations. What's her name?
Jessie Lynn.
What's up, Jessie Lynn? Woo!
Hey, thank you.
That's awesome, man.
Hey, Chad. Hey, let's get to the important things here. I'm sorry. Portland fan is such a nice fan in the NBA community, right?
Oh yeah.
We've got to be real with what the hell is going on with our coaching staff. What the heck? I'm sorry, is going on. I'm sorry. Energy is a thing in basketball, and when your players aren't bringing it on the court, you got to bring in guys like Jabari Walker, who brings energy. You got to bring in guys that are wanting to play basketball out there. You look at Chauncey Billups, and I'm sorry, he sometimes looks like he doesn't know what he's doing. Just give the reins to Scotty Brooks and let him coach it up, because it just seems like, I know we're not going to make the playoffs, and if we do, it'd be great, but we have 6 wins, 7 wins, and we're losing to teams like Washington Wizards, who, I'm sorry, we may not be much better than them, but give it to Scotty Brooks. Let's change it up.
Well, I'll tell you what you're talking about there, you talk about the energy and the way the Trailblazers have started games. Check this out. Over their last 5 games, they have allowed, this is a troubling trend, 69, 74, 55, 61, and 67 in the first half. They do need to come out with more energy and especially more intensity on defense early in games. It's been a problem over the last week plus.
So let's play Scoot Henderson more so he can get more run? I'm sorry, man. That's one guy that I want to be great, but he's 19 years old. Let's give that guy less than 19 minutes a game, and let's let the other guys begin a trend of starting games off well. So, I don't know. It's great watching them play games and battle back, but I just feel like Chauncey's got to do something different, and I don't know if he needs to be the change. You know what I mean? He needs to maybe take a front seat in the office and let somebody else take the reins. So that's just my 2 cents, but I know nothing.
Well, it's a good thing you've got a daughter who's now a nurse who can take care of you through the bumpy season the Trailblazers are experiencing.
Yeah, all this blood pressure that's going on.
Well, I appreciate it, buddy, JP. Merry Christmas to you and your daughter.
Thank you, Chad. Have a great Merry Christmas to yourself.
You got it, buddy. I appreciate that. I thought she did pretty well taking over the phone call when JP had to. Nature called, man. He had
When
things
you
to take
gotta
care
go,
of.
you gotta go.
You gotta
right?
go.
Hey, that was great. I think a lot of daughters or significant others left in that position would have clammed up.
Yeah.
Right? You probably would have just been like, JP, yo, and then we would have heard the click. I mean, not only was she answering your question to the best of her ability, she was actively honking the horn to get his attention, to get him to come out.
That phone call, like, we should save that, and I could send that to any place where she's considering working, any hospital. That phone call displays the type of work she'll do under pressure.
I was going to say, that's cool under pressure right there.
She answered the call, did not hesitate, went on to tell me what JP was going to say, started honking the horn to get his attention, like, get your ass back to the car. I don't want to be on this phone call. And then she kept things going in the positive direction until JP got in there. What I love is you could hear the faint, thank God he's back. She did not want any part of that, but she handled it. That's what I want for my trauma nurses right there.
Absolutely, you do.
On your toes, doing whatever it takes to get the job done in a crisis scenario.
Can you just imagine that? That'd be so good. Like, are you cool under pressure? Like, give us an example of how you handle pressure. And she just, like, pulls out her phone and plays the audio. I was in the car while my dad was in the restroom, and I had to answer this phone call.
Well, he said there was something wrong with the energy, the slow starts to the game. It's incredible.
That was good. That was good.
Well, JP, you're not the only one that is, worried about the coach. But again, I do disagree with your thought about playing Scoot less. You got to remember, and it's hard for people to wrap their domes around this, but this season's not about winning basketball games. It's about player development, and they've got a lot of youngsters, Scoot Henderson being one of them, and they need minutes on the floor to continue to develop. And sometimes you got to play the youngsters through all the bumps that you're going to have through rookie seasons. And the best way for Scoot to develop is to continue to play. But it's much more than just Scoot. This recent trend of slow starts, I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it is an issue. And it's something that they need to correct because, again, as I pointed out on the pregame show, I said, look, just a reminder, this team is not good enough to just show up and get a win against the Wizards. They have to come out with intensity, especially on defense, and make sure they pay attention to details, do the little things, or they could very easily lose this game. And right out of the gate, the Wizards are up 31-17. And they took a double-digit lead, 13 points, 67-54 into halftime. The Blazers aren't good enough and don't have enough firepower to be able to overcome those type of deficits to win games on a regular basis.
Not on a regular basis.
They were fortunate to get over on the Suns.
Yeah, they've been clawing back in these games, which is nice, which no one wants to hear, right?
Yeah.
They don't want us to tell them the good things despite the loss. But, I mean, the clawback is nice, but the slow start thing I don't get. And I think that one, from my 2 cents, I think that one's on coaching, right? Your job's to get them ready for the tip. That's on you. You got guys out there who want a ball. Get them the right game plan. Make sure they're ready to go. And I said it to you during the game. I said it to you during the pregame. And you heard it again in the postgame presser that we'll hear a little bit later tonight, Chad. But it's just more of coach saying, I got to be better. We got to learn this. I got to make sure that they're getting ready to come out with energy. There's a lot of coach like saying, I just don't know how to get through to them without saying that. And then goes and does the roster thing. We just don't have that alpha right now. Like, you shouldn't need to have an alpha to come out with energy and just play good basketball. I don't know what that is. To me, I mean, I'm not trying to be anti here because I see a lot of good things that I like. Everyone knows that. But, like, there's just a little too much of trying to find an excuse for why you have some shortcomings and can't get this team ready to play from the tip.
Well, we know in the game against Phoenix, the Suns shot 70% in the first quarter as they built their advantage. Tonight, the Wizards 54% from the field. The Blazers just 37% in the first quarter. And before you know it, you're down almost double digits going into the second. That's something they've got to continue to work on. All right, we'll keep things rolling here on the fifth quarter. We'll come back and we'll step into the coach's corner after a scoreboard update. And we'll hear from Chauncey Billups following the Blazers' 118-117 loss to the Wizards from
It's time for a fifth quarter scoreboard report powered by Columbia Heating and Cooling, raising your expectations of comfort.
All right, checking the NBA scoreboard tonight. There were a few games outside of Portland. We start in Detroit, where the Pistons' losing streak was extended to 25 games, one shy of the record. Jazz get the win 119-111. Kelly Olynyk with 27 points, 6 assists, and 4 steals. Next up for Detroit, a home-and-home with the Brooklyn Nets. The Pelicans going to Cleveland and get the win 123-104. Murphy with 28 points. Bulls over the Spurs in Chicago 114-95. Zach Collins with 14 points and 9 boards in the loss. Kobe White 22 points and 6 rebounds. Grizzlies top the Pacers in Memphis 116-103. Desmond Bane with 31. The Bucks are on fire now as they top the Magic 118-114, improved to 21-7 on the year, 16-2 at home. Giannis 37 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. The Thunder ripped the Clippers in OKC 134-115. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander 31 points and 8 rebounds. In Minnesota, the Timberwolves over the Lakers 118-111. Anthony Edwards with 27. Davis with 31 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 blocks in the loss. And at Moda Center, the Wizards over the Trailblazers 118-117. Simons a game high 41. Kuzma had 32 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists for the Wizards.
Coach's Corner with Chauncey Billups. Time for a brand new ride from Time Jeep of Portland. You won't believe the huge deals they're offering. With over 300 new and used vehicles to choose from, you'll find the perfect ride for your new adventure at Time Jeep. Find us just minutes away from the Moda Center off I-84 or visit timejeep.com. Drive with time.
All right, let's check in with Blazers coach Chauncey Billups following the 118-117 home loss to the Wizards.
It was the same play we just ran before that when Ant got the dunk coming downhill. And several options on the play, you know, and Jerami just caught it and just kind of went one-on-one, which, you know, I got to live with that. You know, he's one of our best players. He's a great one-on-one player. He went on. The only thing that I would say, I wish he would have went a little sooner, you know, just in case he missed it. We got a chance for a tip back, but it took a little too long to get there. But obviously, you know, it was a play that we ran before where we got the ball to Ant, you know, he got downhill. We just didn't get it there.
You challenged the play with Jones and Bible. Before that, there was a play where Ant was called a foul. It didn't look like he got contacted you.
Where what?
Where Ant got called for a foul on the foul by Kuzma. Did you consider challenging that at all?
I considered it, but once I kind of seen it, I figured it probably was.
How would you say you guys came out again, Coach? It seems like these slow starts have been
Came out
in the first half.
Terrible. I mean, you know, we tried to we talked about it all day. We tried to prepare the guys for it, knowing that the pace that they play is difficult. I mean, they get up and down and run, and they got a team full of shooters, so they're dangerous. You know, and we tried to prepare our team for it. And they still came out and punched us in the mouth, you know, which was disappointing. You know, it really was. And then, you know, we fought back, got back into the game. You know, Ant hit some big shots in that fourth quarter. Da was big. He on the glass and scoring. But it wasn't going to be about offense in this game. It was going to be about our defense. And our defense just wasn't good enough.
You've said a couple of times that, obviously you guys are not focused as much on winning as you might be if you were considered a contender, but isn't it frustrating to lose to teams that on paper maybe you should beat when you play so well some of the time against teams that sometimes are favored by 10 or 12 against you?
Yeah, it is. It's definitely frustrating, but like I said, I came in here a few times and I tell y'all, like, with these records, I mean, shoot, I feel like we're better than our record. I feel like the Wizards are better than their record, and we're not good enough to think that we can beat anybody. We haven't proven that at all. So I just wish that we could come out with the mindset, of just stopping people. And then, we worry about the offense whenever it comes. But it just didn't happen. So it's definitely frustrating, to have that, to see that. And that's not to me, a game like this, that's not a young thing. We didn't start a young lineup. That's a focused thing. And we wasn't prepared for the speed and the way that they just get up and down and kind of play a pickup style brand of ball, but it works for them.
Chauncey, do you need to have somebody pick up that mantle, or do you need to embolden somebody yourself in that starting lineup? Now, obviously, it's different with Brog as opposed to Shea normally, but like you said the other night, a lot of those guys are just kind of too cool and they want to work their way into a game. Is there anybody in that group that you can see not only offensively but defensively setting the tone for you to start games? Ant's a guy that likes to work his way in and get everybody else involved. JG picks his spots. Like, how do you find that one guy to be the guy to kind of get you going in first quarters on both ends?
Well, I mean, defensively, obviously, two is the guy. Today, the one thing I did different is I took him off of the ball and put him on Poole, knowing that was going to be a problem area for us. But I thought, me taking him off of the ball early hurt us a little bit, because Ant and all the other guys, they don't pick up full with that type of pressure like Two does. That's his gift. And then the second half, I kind of switched the matchups back, and I said, Two, you know what, you pick up the ball, Ant, you take Poole, just to see if it'll spark us some, And I didn't think it wasn't a huge difference at the start of that third quarter. I didn't think we had a great start. It just wasn't poor, but it wasn't great. But that's something that, I just got to keep coaching it, man. I got to be better about coaching it and getting us more prepared for the start of games, start of halves. And I will. I'll keep at it.
There's Coach Billups after the Blazers 118-117 loss. Let's go out to the phones. Tall Tim wants to chime in. Tall Tim, what's up? Welcome back to the fifth quarter.
Wow, these interviews after the game, this guy's like, he gets into it, doesn't he?
He does.
I mean, yeah, it's refreshing. It's like he's like living it, and you're like able to like live it with him. I'm digging it. Because it's, the thing I've noticed lately is now that we got everybody kind of back, I mean, Sharp is out tonight, but they're all still kind of trying to figure out, how they all mesh together and who does what and how they do stuff. And, yeah, I think the first quarter kind of shows that. They're all a little bit too passive in some ways. And one thing I'd like to see is, like we're all talking about, why doesn't Ayton get the ball down low and take more shots? What I'd like to see him do is take more possession of the defense. He's down there, be like Green or something and be like, telling everybody where to be and do stuff and be more active. And then I think he might be more engaged with the team overall. It's like, okay, you're back there, you're in charge of the defense, you get us going, keep us energized so they can't get 30 or 40 points in the first quarter. That's your job. Keep them under 30 points in a quarter. Because I think they played some very good defense. I mean, for a young team, that's one of the big surprises, I think, of this the season so far is just that their ability to stay in games, and a lot of it's that their defense has been kind of pesky. But why can't Ayton, and I'm going to let you take over here, take charge of the defense, but don't let them get over 30 points in the first quarter?
Well, I think it's more than just Ayton, tall Tim. I think it's a combination of guys, and I think Burkhardt's right. A lot of it starts with Coach Billups to make sure those guys are engaged. But I think as a collective group, the starting five, and it was a veteran group out there tonight, like Billups pointed out, they've got to be willing to take charge and get after it. And the last few games, they have not done that, giving up way too many points in the first half, digging a hole, and they just don't have the overwhelming talent to be able to come back from those type of deficits. Let's go out to Kieran, my man. Kieran, Merry Christmas. What's going on?
Oh, hey, how's it going? Yeah, I still enjoyed the game tonight. Yeah. I still thought it was a pretty good game right at the end.
Yeah, it was. It was a great game. I wish Jerami Grant would have hit that shot, but it was great to see Simons get off.
Yeah, I wish he would have too. Yes. Mm-hmm. And by the way, do you still think you guys can hook me up with either a Jerami Grant jersey or an Anthony Simons jersey?
I do. Yes, absolutely.
All right. Yeah, because those are my two favorite players, Jerami Grant and Anthony Simons.
And you got to stay in touch with me because what I would like to do, Kieran, is hook you up with some Trailblazer tickets.
And I'll have to let you know what I'm going to go to a game. I'll probably go to one in January.
Oh, good. Well, keep me posted because I
yes, I definitely will. Yeah, I'd love to meet you too. It'd be cool to meet you. I'd love to come tour your studio too.
Oh, that'd be awesome. What do you got planned for Christmas?
What I got planned for Christmas? Just gonna spend it with the family.
Oh, good. Well, that's great, man. Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I hope you have a great Christmas too. Yes, I hope you have a great Christmas too.
There you go. There's Kieran right there. Big Blazer fan, excited about things. All right, we'll come back and we'll jump into What's the Scoot and take a look at Scoot Henderson's performance tonight. The Blazers next up will be down in San Francisco on Saturday. Game day starts at 3, tip-off against the Warriors at 5:30, and it will be here on 620 Rip City Radio.
The best performing team requires the best workstations. What's the Scoot is brought to you by Office Furniture Reborn. Need desks, better office chairs, or just the right file cabinet? Office Furniture Reborn has a huge selection of colors and sizes to choose from. So drop by Office Furniture Reborn's huge showroom just off Pacific Highway in 217 or visit www.officefurniturereborn.com.
What you saw tonight?
It's just a hard one for me because I like the comeback. I like the fight. I actually think if you want to give Chauncey any praise, I think he's done pretty decent in-game adjustments, right? To allow the team to make these comebacks. But at some point, you got to make the other team adjust to you. And that, means coming out early and coming out on fire and being the team that they go in the locker room in Washington and goes, okay, how do we adjust to what the Blazers are doing to attack us? And so, I don't know what's going on or how to fix it, but the team just does not look ready from the jump right now. And that's just weird to me. They look really, really good in the third and the fourth quarter lately. I need them to look better in the first.
I'm with you on that. They can't dig holes, man. The first quarters over the last 5 games have been brutal. Well, I think that's going to do it for us. We'll be back with you before Christmas. Our next Trailblazer broadcast will be Saturday. Game day starting at 3. Tip-off against the Warriors down in San Francisco at Chase Center will be at 5:30. Tomorrow, Justin Myers will have Rip City Morning starting at 6. Your final score tonight from Moda Center, the Washington Wizards top your Portland Trailblazers 118-117. For Chris Burkhardt, I'm Chad Doing. Thank you for your time. Have a good night, my friends.